One of the biggest hurdles and challenges that you guys will face in life if you're trying to improve yourself, achieve these big fucking goals that require a lot of dedication and discipline, you want to see yourself grow, is ignoring your old habits and impulses and like instant gratification. And I kind of fell into that today. And the fucking frustrating part was that I could feel it coming, and I had a choice. And in the very last second, I gave in to all my temptations. And once fucking you give in to one thing, or at least with me, I tend to give in to all my cravings and bad habits or whatever. Just to show you guys what happened. Something personally happened in my life and today, and nothing dramatic. No one died or anything, but it didn't make me feel that great. And my mood was down, and after work I had to pick up some fruit. So usually after work, when I get home around 8:30. By that point I've already had dinner. I'll usually have a piece of fruit or a couple pieces of fruit and a couple servings of my protein shake, get ready and go back to sleep, and prepare for the next morning. And so I didn't have any fruit at home, so I went to the Sainsbury's, it's like a local grocery store. It's like a chain, and it's right outside my train station. I go there, and as I pick up the basket, once I enter, the fruit, I don't know why, but the fruits are at the very back of the store, which I find fucking weird because most other supermarkets or shops, the fruits and veggies will probably like usually be at the front, but this one's at all the way at the very back. And as I picked up the basket, and as I started walking towards the fruit, that's all I needed to pick up, I'm getting tempted by all these snacks and like chips aisles and chocolate aisles. And keep in mind, I'm in a shit mood, and a lot of us, especially with me, if I'm in a shit mood, I like to bring myself back up through instant gratification. But I recognize what was going on, because like I could literally I'm walking past aisle 3, which is where all the snacks are. Aisle 4 is where all the chocolate and candy bars are. I peek over and I kind of stop for a second, but I muster up the courage to keep going. And so I keep going. Eventually I make it all the way to the back. I pick up my group of oranges and my pack of kiwis, and I got to walk back to the center again because that's where the self-checkouts are. And as I'm walking past walking towards the self-checkout, which is in the middle aisles, I look to my left, and you see this fucking radiating, glowing fucking Krispy Kreme sign. And what do you know? I started telling myself, oh, it's been a fucking shitty day. You deserve this. You've worked a lot. You finally have a day off. You haven't had Krispy Kreme or snacks in a while. Go for it. So, usually one would have been okay in this situation, but as I said before, when you give into something that you already shouldn't have done, you kind of tell yourself that you're a failure, and then you give yourself the fucking excuse oh, you've already done it, you may as well get as many as you want. And I ended up getting 3. Got home, I smashed all 3 of them, and then it didn't fix my pain, I guess, and I went out and bought fucking 2 bags of chips. And then on the way back from buying the bag of chips again, I walked past the Chinese store, and they had spring rolls and chicken, so I bought fucking 5 spring rolls and a pack of chicken. And I just ate that, and I was sitting there full of regret. I was full, and I felt sick, but I could still feel like I could eat more, which is a really bad sign. All because I gave into my impulses. All because I lacked that slight bit of discipline today. All because the fucking thoughts I was having from the fucking train ride home. This is how I was in my feelings. I was fucking listening to R&B Drake, and I was actually paying attention to the lyrics. I was closing my eyes and picturing myself if you know, you know. And I wasn't strong enough today. I was telling myself in the train ride as well, look, this certain thing happened, but it happened for a reason, and you can go about it in a very mature, healthy way. You're going to stick to your fucking goals, and that's not going to change. If anything, you're going to stick to your goals even more now because you have no excuses, you have no distractions. And yeah, I came up short today. I'm not going to lie. I feel fucking sick. Especially because I have this goal as well. I've kind of got the muscle now, but I kind of want to trim down the fat. I'm carrying a bit too much fat, more than I'd want. So this definitely goes against what I planned for myself, for my goals. And every time you give into your impulses, every time you do something you told yourself you wouldn't do, you told yourself 100 fucking times on that train ride home or all day, and then you just relapse on the last day, right? Whatever situation you guys can relate to. Once you give it into it once, you're going against your own values here, and it's really fucking shitty. Now, and once you open the floodgates, all these other temptations are going to happen. For example, I don't jerk off, but when I used to do that, I used to then want to fucking eat shitty food, go to bed later, just binge scroll on fucking YouTube, smoke weed. That's all the fucking things that would happen. And I let myself go today. And I used this unique situation that happened earlier today as an excuse for me to be like, oh, it's all right, like, oh, you've had a rough day, like, do it. Like, no. And I should have been fucking stronger. So I guess I'm making this video for myself in the future if something like that ever comes up again. But if you guys are going through something where you're trying to be disciplined, you're trying to keep your head on the right road, not get swayed, you've been watching my videos and you've been feeling motivated, and then you're hearing me say this, you guys are probably saying like, oh, fuck, like, you guys are either probably saying he's like, oh man, look, he's all fucking talk, or Tony's a human and I actually understand that what he's going through is very normal and I can actually relate to that, and it's actually cool that, he's actually quite human and he's not afraid to express his vulnerabilities or mistakes. Yeah. Don't give in to your impulses. Try your best. I'll learn from this. The fact that, like, I was even thinking before I bought the food, before I bought the Krispy Kreme donuts, before I went out again to buy the bag of chips, like, I knew what was going on. Whereas before, like, I'd be so caught up in my emotions and my own negative thoughts that, like, my real thoughts, my values wouldn't even be, like, it wouldn't have even been expressed for me to recognize or realize in the moment. So I guess that's a positive I can take away from this experience. But yeah, I actually feel better in a way. Like, I feel sick physically. My stomach is not going to enjoy whatever's going to come out tomorrow. But the fact that I can still find a positive in this. You guys have got this. I've got this as well. It is I, Tony fucking Lee. Good night.